Hi guys, this is a video to show you how to do sig number 8, which is secant lines and average rate of change. Basically, when we're trying to find secant lines, what we're doing is we're trying to find a line that passes through 2 points on a graph, such as this, and usually want to know the slope of that line. And what the slope will tell us is the average rate of change, and it all goes back to that formula that you learned at some point in your life of slope y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, except we're going to define it slightly differently. We're going to define it in function notation, which actually makes a whole lot more sense, right? It's f of x2, meaning I plug in that coordinate to find the y coordinate, minus f of x1, same idea, divided by x2 minus x1. So what we're given here is an interval. This is x1 and this is x2. So really what I need to find is f of 2 minus f of 1 over 2 minus 1. To find f of 2, I'm just going to plug that into my equation, which is 1. Let's do this up over here maybe. F of 2 is 1 over 2 plus 3, which is 1/5. And f of 1 is going to be 1 over 1 plus 3. F of negative 1, sorry, is going to be 1 over negative 1 plus 3, which is going to be 1/2. So this is going to be up here 1/5 minus 1/2 over 1. Anything divided by 1 is just 1. We do need to find a common denominator here, which will just be multiplying top and bottom by 2 over 2 and 5 over 5, which will give us 2/10 minus 5/10, which is going to give us negative 3/10. So the slope of my secant line, in this case, which is the average rate of change, is negative 3 over 10. Again, this is the average rate of change, is simply that same slope, negative 3 over 10. And if you want to see graphically what this looks like, if I plug in negative 1, that's about here. If I plug in 2, that's over here. And I basically found the slope of this line right there. You can see that line is negative for sure, and it's pretty not that steep, which is 3 over 10, you know, you go down 3 and right 10, so it's definitely not going to be very steep. For the next part, we're supposed to sketch the secant line through the given points, so negative 1, 4 is right here, and the other point is 0, 2, which is here, and we sketch that line just like this. So right off the bat I can see that this slope is negative, and it's decently steep, right? Actually, I can see the slope right here. It's negative 2 over 1. So I know my slope when I do this is going to give me negative 2. But it's not always that nice. So let's actually find it, right? We're going to do 2 minus 4, right? We're simply using this 2 and that 4 over 0 minus negative 1. We use that 0 and that negative 1, and we get negative 2 over 1, which again we see is that negative 2 there. This problem does say find the equation of the secant line, which means I need to use, let's go and change this. Let's use this one. F of A equals mx minus A, right? I need to write this equation. We know f of A is simply my y coordinates. Let's use the first point, so that's going to be y minus 4 equals m. We got was negative 2, x minus my first x coordinate, which is that. This turns into a plus like that, and we could add this to both sides to get, add this 4 to both sides to get positive 2. So in slope-intercept form, this is the answer. This is also an acceptable answer, just depending on what it says. It doesn't specify which form it wants in, so you know that's just fine. And then for part 3, it's asking graphically, what is a secant line? Well, this is one of the definitions you got. It's a line that passes through 2 points on your graph. What does the slope of the secant line tell us about the function? It tells us the average rate of change of that function from A to B. From A to B, right? And so that's how you have to answer those questions. All right, I hope this helps. Good luck on this SIG test. Again, take it as many times as you need to.